Hey everybody, Nerd in Texoma back finally. Able to film a new episode. Uh, it's been a couple of weeks. Yeah, we had the ice a little bit ago. Let me get a little bit more centered here. But yeah, we had the ice that basically shut everything down here in Texas. That was not a nice paycheck. Especially when, you got hired in June. So that's your reset date for everything. So all PTO and stuff like that doesn't reset until June. And you need it in February when everything freezes. So, yeah, not nice. Then some of y'all might be able to tell I've been battling a cold for a while. So, excuse me on that. I am, we'll say, 97% over it. Still get the cough a little bit, the scratchy throat, and all that kind of mess. There's the cough. Sorry about that, folks. I apologize. And then today, it in Texas wants to get up to about 75 to 80 degrees, so it's quite warm. That's why y'all hear the fan in the background. It's like, can we just have smooth transitions? That would be excellent. But, hey, it's life. What do you got to do? Just get through it and deal with it. Excuse me. Well, it is now the 20th of February as I'm recording this. So that means the premiere of Star Trek Picard Season 3 came out just a few days ago. Hot topic issue. It's all over the place. You know, a lot of people are looking forward to it. I was looking forward to it. I am still looking forward to seeing what happens in this season. But I am going to take a somewhat opposite stance from what a lot of people are saying right now about Season 3 of Picard. Everybody was talking about how, oh, this is so groundbreaking. This is nothing like Seasons 1 and 2. This is back to 90s Trek. Yes and no, in my opinion. Now, again, this is my opinion. I'm not wanting to step on anybody's toes. I'm not trying to, oh my gosh, you're just being negative. No, these are just some of the legitimate concerns, I guess you'd say, that I have with the first episode. Now, like I said, we've still got 9 more to go in the season. Things could be completely different in the second episode. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. It hasn't come out yet. Was it visually good? Yes. I am blown away by the sets again. I mean, when you start designing different starships and stuff like that, I mean, yeah, it's freaking awesome. You know, the bridge of the Titan A, 2 thumbs up. it looks great. The special effects so far look great. They're awesome. I love it. Excuse me. Seeing Dr. Crusher again after so long. Again, great, awesome, awesome things. My gripes or concerns, I guess you would say, a lot of other people have voiced them. Some folks get some hate for it, and it's like, I understand it's going back on that whole, oh, you can't please a Star Trek fan because you do something different and a lot of people bitch about it. Well, then they start going back to the same old stuff and people bitch about it because it's not new and different. I understand the concern. Believe me. Yes. Were seasons 1 and 2 of Picard perfect? No. There were a lot of issues, especially in season 2, in my opinion. Season 1 was a fairly tight, compact story, in my opinion. Season 2, you just had too much going on. All the characters you got introduced to in season 1 were just kind of like flash in the pan and they're gone. Representations in season 2. The whole bit of Rene Picard and going on the Europa mission. Granted, okay, yeah, I get that. They're trying to save the future by making sure that she goes on the mission, but they never really detailed. I mean, yes, I think it was like some microorganism that she found or something, and that's what led to the Federation instead of the Confederation, the bad timeline. But it wasn't really hashed out, in my opinion, in season 2. Then we get to season 3 that, it's supposed to be, wipe the slate, don't even need seasons 1 and 2. But it falls into the exact same first episode setup, in my opinion, as the first 2 seasons. Season 1 starts out with the message to Daj that you've got to find Picard. He's the only one that can help you. Season 2 starts out with the Borg wanting to speak to the Federation, but they'll only speak to Picard. He's the only one that can help us. Season 3 starts out with a mysterious message from Dr. Crusher. Jean-Luc, you're the only person I can trust. Save me. Granted, yes, that is a common recurring theme in Star Trek, in any fiction. Yes, I am well aware of that. But for a season that's hyped itself up to be something completely different, completely new, but yet fall back in the same trap in the first episode, that kind of rubs me a little wrongly. Hi, Valana. What you doing? You want to be on the video? Or are you just coming up and saying a piece and then you're going to run? Yeah, normal cat. The visual cues, like in Dr. Crusher's jacket, being a callback, throwback, fan service, fan wank, whatever you want to call it, to the Wrath of Khan and Search for Spock field jackets. The bigoted captain of the Titan A, who can't even show respect to an admiral. You know, granted, I know some of the fan theories out there is that he could just immediately tell that Picard and Riker were up to some shenanigans, you know, and that's what was going on. So that's why he was being such a hard ass. Okay, I could see that, but I mean, then you start getting into the whole Seven Annika thing. Granted, some fans have gone into the stills and visuals and stuff from the show and have seen that he was on a ship at the Battle of Wolf 359. So it is possible he is a survivor of that Borg attack and is still dealing with some PTSD from that. You know, and that's why he's having issues with Seven, because, you know, deep down in his mind, she is still part of the enemy. That might also explain some of his behavior toward Picard, because, again, Picard became Locutus for a while. He was the enemy. I'm gonna steal a starship. Granted, nobody is actually stealing the Titan A. They are misdirecting the ship. But it goes back to the whole Search for Spock, Kirk stealing the Enterprise out of space dock type thing, in my opinion. They're going, you know, Kirk and crew go to seek out where the former Mutara Nebula was, now the Genesis planet. Picard and Riker are going to, what is the Rhinax system, to another nebula. Granted, I know nebulas happen in space. It's a spatial thing. Just seems a little, The whole font and lettering that they use, again, it's a callback, throwback, whatever you want to call it, to Wrath of Khan, Search for Spock era text and font. The music, again, another callback, throwback. It may sound like I'm being very hypercritical of this. I am not. I remember all of the hype, all of the promise was something new. Yes, it's good to see, you know, continuity and connection and all that from the different series and different movies, and yeah, it's great to see that this is one big world, that everything, you know, kind of plugs into a place, and you can see the evolution of this to that, you know, throughout the years and all that. I just think the first episode was way too heavy in what they call the member berries. Oh, do you remember this? Do you remember that? What about the scene with, Picard and Riker in the shuttlecraft or shuttle pod, whatever, swinging around the Titan A and stuff? Doesn't that remind you of the motion picture with Kirk and Scotty, taking the tour of the Enterprise? And the fan service, fan wank, whatever you want to call it, to me just seems to be way too thick in the first episode. The parts that were completely new, I liked. I really enjoyed them. I really enjoyed seeing Seven finally, after all these years, get a Starfleet commission. Be assigned to a starship. Yes, that's great. That's awesome. Trying to figure out who Raffi's handler is as she's doing her intelligence operations. Of course, we all have a pretty good guesstimate on who it is. Great. Awesome. The getting ready for Frontier Day and talking in Guinan's bar. Again, that was great. I loved it. I loved Riker's line to Picard about, when they're trying to save Beverly, about, oh, well, your hands ache, my knees don't work. As long as we don't have to shoot or walk, we should be good. That, awesome. That was funny as hell. I love that. Oh, who is that over there at the helm? Oh, that's LaForge? Oh, it wouldn't be a starship, unless there was a LaForge at the helm. And I haven't seen you since you were this high. Granted, yes, I'm paraphrasing, but it really felt like a mishmash of the scene from Generations on the Enterprise B. There's a fine line, in my opinion, of connecting things to other things to established history. Yes, that's great. Do it. But trying to shove so many references into one episode, the opening episode of the season, I just have to say that they overdid it. There's too much. They could have spread a lot of those references, a lot of those things, they could have spread them out over a few more episodes, in my opinion, and made it flow a lot better. Like I said, I'm not being negative just to be negative and, oh my gosh, here we go, we can't please a Star Trek fan, blah, 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 all that. No. A lot of the memory, the member berries, the fan service, the callbacks, whatever term you choose to use for them, seemed a little bit on the heavy-handed side. Seemed to be just shoehorned in, rather than just organically being in there. Am I excited for the rest of the season? Oh, hell yes. Am I going to stomp out and, oh, well, I'm not watching Picard anymore because this, that, and the other. No. Every week I'm going to tune in. I'm going to watch the newest episode. I'm going to enjoy it. Just as I have enjoyed the previous 2 seasons. Well, season 2, some parts, not so much. But, different story on that. I'm not, oh, you just hate Star Trek. No. I'm just calling out what I see as excessive member berries, excessive fan service. I do hope it's toned down quite a bit going on from this episode out for the rest of the season. If it's not, again, I'm still going to watch it. I'm still going to love what happens, I'm sure. Unless they kill Worf. If they kill Worf, then there's going to be a riot. But I can also, like I say, be critical of it in saying, hey, these parts over here didn't match up with my expectation. And I was a little bit let down with it. I'm still going to enjoy it. I'm still going to watch it. Still going to buy the Steelbook Blu-ray whenever it's available. This time next year or for Christmas or whenever they get around to announcing the release date of it. Still going to be sad when the storyline is over. Still going to be hopeful that they'll use this season of Picard as the launching point to more Star Trek stories in the early 25th century, in the current time. Will we get to see, hopefully a Commander or Captain Harry Kim in a future series? Will we get to see more of Commander 7 in a future series? What about Raffi? What about, other characters? Yes, we've seen Tom pop back up in Lower Decks. We've seen Kira and Quark pop back up in Lower Decks. Could they actually be making a live-action return at some point? I hope so. We'll see. But like I say, that's just my opinions on the first episode. I know I go against the grain on this, but what are some of y'all's thoughts? Did they overdo the fan service? Did they hit the right mark with it? Did they not do enough for what you would like to see? Let me know. Tell me in the comments. And until next time, hopefully I'll be sounding better and not coughing randomly. And you saw Spot's tail as he came over on my side there, so he says hi. But until next time, Nerdy and Texoma, y'all be good to each other. See you later.